What to do, YouTube? This is Rampage, and this is my new channel, Rampaging History. Today, I want to go over a topic that's been a little bit of interest to me. I live in Houston, Texas, and I'm very interested in the history of Texas and the cultures that go into it. Sorry guys, excuse me. I'm going to start with timer here so I don't go crazy with the length on this video. Just want to go over kind of real quick the culture of Texas. A lot of people discuss this, debate it. What is Texas? Is it a southern state? Now, if you're talking about geographic sense, obviously Texas is in the south. But culturally, is Texas a southern state? Yes and no. It's got a lot of elements of southern culture here, but I would very much hesitate to call Texas a southern state. I think that Texas very much has its own culture, influenced by several other cultures. You can put the southern culture as a big influence, the southwestern and western cultures, and then of course you can't leave out the Mexican and earlier than that Spanish influence on the culture of Texas. And there's so many different other influences from all around the world. You know, we'll start with the Spanish. I mean, you go to like San Antonio, you can see plain as day all the early Spanish influence in San Antonio and all over Texas, but especially San Antonio. It's really prevalent there. And then you move on from that period, from the Spanish when Mexico declared independence and they became Mexico. That influence all continues until today, and it's going to continue, and it's going to be huge. It's already huge. But I mean, the food. You know, you have two distinct kinds of food that have Mexican influence. Obviously, the straight up Mexican food, and you have Tex-Mex. Tex-Mex is huge. I mean, people joke and say, "Oh, you know, Tex-Mex, that's white people Mexican food." I mean, to me, it's a different kind of food. Both of them are great, but that's just one example of the big influence that the Mexican and Latino influence on Texas. Another one I wanted to go over that is actually personal interest to me. I'm partial German from my dad's side. So there's actually a sizable German influence in Texas as well. They came here in the 1800s, and they actually settled in an area that's north of San Antonio. If you're familiar with the map, familiar with Texas, I-35 corridor between Austin and San Antonio, they settled in an area north of San Antonio that's today called New Braunfels, which is, I actually have a good buddy that lives in that town. Beautiful place. Guadalupe River goes through there. A lot of tubing and rafting through there. Great area. But they settled there. Also founded Fredericksburg, which is another historical town in that area. And you still see today a lot of the German influence there. And it's more localized in that area than of course, the Spanish and Mexican influence, but it's still there. That can be said for all areas of Texas. Texas is so big that you can't really nail down the specific culture of the whole state for one area. Now, there is an overarching Texas culture. Hey, we're Texas. This is what we are, but et cetera, et cetera. But you go different regions of the state, like Houston. Houston is very different from Dallas. Dallas, very different from San Antonio. San Antonio, very different from Austin. Say the same thing for the regions. West Texas out in El Paso, much different than the Plains. Plains is very different from the Rio Grande Valley. And Central Texas has its own, flair. Southeast Texas with, Houston area, much different than East Texas. East Texas, I would have to say, probably the closest to being a truer Southern culture. That would be the most pure Southern culture you're probably going to find in Texas. But like I said, it all melds together throughout the whole state. You go to one region or one city, a particular culture would probably be stronger there. But all in all, Texas and Texas residents, we take our state proudly. We have a pride in our state and having our own identity. That's not to say other states in the South don't have their own identities, but you can kind of tie them all together much more. They're much more similar. Like Alabama, Mississippi, Georgia, Tennessee, South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia, all those states right there. And even Louisiana, I would say Louisiana is definitely more southern, but they also have the distinct culture themselves of being French and Cajun. Now, I can't tell you how similar the actual French and Cajun are. I definitely assume that Cajun is heavily influenced by the French past, but I don't live in Louisiana and I haven't spent much time there, so I couldn't tell you the more intricacies of that. I would say Louisiana is more part of the Southern culture than Texas is, but they also have their own specific culture that stands out. Texas, man, we have a lot of different stuff going on here, and it's great. I love living here because you can go from one part of the state to another, and you're still in the same state, still got the same theme, but it can be very different in one area than here. So, Texas is a great state to live in my opinion. You know, I actually personally love the Mexican Latino influence and all kinds of stuff in food and music and the women. Oh my God! But anyways, let's not go there. But guys, that's my thoughts on that as a quick video. I didn't want to take up too. I could probably talk on that forever, but I want to keep that short. But guys, it's a little thought-provoking discussion. Y'all want to put your comments in, agree, disagree, add anything else you want to. That's fine with me. But please like and comment, subscribe. We're going to have a lot of material coming. This is going to be my history channel here. I have a lot of stuff coming. We're going to cover all kinds of stuff. I'm going to cover, anything American history, Texas history, European history. I have a distinct interest in World War II and Cold War stuff. So I will be talking a lot about that stuff. Hopefully there'll be some people interested in that want to hear about it. If I make, 30 videos and nobody watches, I might have to just say, you know what, nobody gives a shit. But hopefully y'all want to watch it. But guys, tune in next time. Thanks for watching.